The Motivator Show. The internet's most inspirational podcast. Every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. Fairy tales, anthologies, and superhero stories. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on UK literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics are not properly represented in children's books. Last year, 9,115 children's books were published in the United Kingdom, but only 391 of these, 4%, featured a Black, Asian, minority ethnic character. Only 1% of these books included a Black, Asian, minority ethnic as the main character. In reality, 32% of school children in England come from a Black, Asian, minority ethnic background. So this means most of the books read aren't properly representing the children in the United Kingdom. These figures all come from a new study by a charity called the Centre for Literacy in Primary Education. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics are not properly represented in children's books. The Book Trust is United Kingdom's largest children's reading charity, with a history that stretches back over 100 years. The Book Trust provides support to the Waterstones Children's Laureate, which is in its 25th year. The Waterstones Children's Laureate is the foremost representative of children's literature awarded biennially to a renowned writer or illustrator in recognition of exceptional talent. This prestigious role celebrates creativity and storytelling, promotes vital importance of reading and children's literature, and champions the right of every child to enjoy a lifetime enriched with books and stories. Each laureate brings their own passion and creativity to their tenure. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics are not properly represented in children's book. Since the Children's Laureate Champion started in 1999, only 2 winners are from a Black, Asian, minority ethnic background. The Inclusive Book for Children Excluded Voices report identified only 568 books published in the United Kingdom from 2014 to 2023 for children under 10 containing main characters from minority ethnicities or were disabled or neurodivergent. The same report also found that the picture book stories with an ambiguously black or brown main characters were dominated by white authors and illustrators who contributed 83% of such books. The picture was starker for books for babies and toddlers, where 90% of those featuring prominent characters of colour and disabled characters were by white, non-disabled authors and illustrators. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring Young Authors' Impact on United Kingdom Literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics are not properly represented in children's books. Mallory Blackman was the Children's Laureate from 2013 to 2015. Blackman was the first Black Children's Laureate. She is the author of more than 60 books for children and young adults, including Noughts and Crosses series. She is known for her imaginative writing that addresses social and racial issues. As the Children's Laureate, Blackman wanted to encourage more children to read and called on parents and teachers to read with their children for at least 10 minutes a day. Blackman has received many honours for her work, including the 2022 Pen Painter Prize, the Eleanor Fajan Award, and an OBE for her services to children's literature. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics not properly represented in children's book. Joseph Coelho, the Children's Laureate for 2022 to 2024. Joseph's first book of poems for 7 to 11-year-old, Werewolf Club Rules, won the CLPE Poetry Award in 2015. Joseph is passionate about getting children and adults reading and writing poetry. In a recent interview with BBC 4's Front Row, he described how poetry was important to all people's lives. Deep down, he said, we know that poetry connects to something greater than ourselves. One of Joseph's projects he plans to continue is Poetry Prompts, a set of writing prompts to encourage both children and adult writing. Joseph has worked with the Poetry Society to develop resources for schools to give children the skills they need to write their own poetry. His Morap poem lessons follow a simple method of poetic techniques from repetition to alliteration and persiflage to create poems. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Winsome Duncan, Chief Executive of publishers Peaches Books, was named as Entrepreneur of the Year at Southern Council's annual Business Excellence Award. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Look Like Me Book Challenge promotes creative writing from underrepresented and marginalised groups, particularly young people and those from Black and minority ethnic communities. The campaign will showcase diverse books written by young authors on billboards, bus stops and phone boxes and shopping centres across Britain. Winsome believes within our community it is our responsibility to cultivate and illuminate young, diverse voices in United Kingdom literature and amplify their lived experiences when telling their cultural legacy stories. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Popcorn House is the first #1 best-selling book to launch from our cohort of young, budding authors aged 7 to 12 years old. We are currently working with an older cohort of 13 to 18-year-olds who are breaking the boundaries of representation. We are sure you will agree this is a fantastic accomplishment for all of them and would appreciate your continued support for our growth. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Popcorn House cousins Zion and Nivea enter into a magical world called Calaria after getting into trouble. During their stay, they gain superpowers and have to find a way back to their grandparents' home on planet Earth. Throughout this engaging, rhyming story, children will learn about the importance of solving problems and how to be inclusive of differences. But what happens when the K-bots come to destroy this superhero adventure? How will this mythical story finish? By the end of the book, children will understand how to work together collaboratively to achieve a common goal. This book has been created by Black children authors aged 7 to 11 years old. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Winsome Duncan, this year, was honoured with the prestigious BBC One Extra Future Figures Award for her outstanding contribution to publishing. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Popcorn House. Listen to the inspired voices of the youngsters, their parents and facilitators describing their collaborative roles.
I contributed to the portal in the Popcorn House.
I think that when I was growing up in primary school, there wasn't much black people that represented me, well, black kids that represented me, and I want to share it with the world.
I like this book because it shows people that it's not all about, the world isn't about fighting, it's about friendship.
The book is good because it's an inspiration to young children that want to make a book.
I think this book is amazing. It should be read by everyone, especially black families, and also to help other young black authors unleash their dreams.
Since it's made by kids and 30 authors in lockdown, I think it's really special. And also, since it's made by kids, most kids will read this book and it will influence them to become a better person in the future.
The book is really good because not many books have books from different ethnic minority backgrounds, and it's really cool that children are able to represent that.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, and I believe that. And so, yeah, I want to say a massive congratulations to everyone who put their ideas into this book.
The reason why I really like the book is because it's diverse and it shows who I am as a black person.
Children, BAME children, and children that look like them, represented their culture.
So you've heard from the co-authors, the #1 bestsellers. You've heard from the parents and what they had to say. And you heard from the facilitators. Look, I'm going to get straight to it. If we didn't have the support of our seed donors, we would have never, ever got this far. I feel truly blessed. I thank everybody that has been involved in this project. I hope that you've had a really good time.
Look Like Me Book Challenge. Winsome Duncan, this year, was honoured with the prestigious BBC One Extra Future Figures Award for her outstanding contribution to publishing. To change the narrative, aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Look Like Me Book Challenge CIC has been empowering black and brown children aged 7 to 18 for more than 5 years, facilitating dynamic and creative workshops. Our mission is to nurture the voices of young storytellers, working with budding authors to help them bring their incredible stories to life. Many of these authors have gone on to achieve best-selling status. Our activities include storytelling, encouraging the art of craft and sharing narratives. Co-facilitation, collaborative workshop fostering teamwork and creativity. Audiobook production, introducing participants to the world of spoken word storytelling. Creative writing, guiding young writers to express themselves authentically. Character development, drawing and building compelling and relatable characters. Winsome Duncan says, "We are changing the narrative." You can contact Winsome via her website, www.looklikeMeBookChallenge.co.uk, or you can use the QR code on the screen. The Motivator Show. Success is ours for the taking. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. Press the like button and don't forget to leave a comment. Follow us on Facebook. Give us the thumbs up and share with your family and friends. We are also on Instagram and TikTok. Follow us there too. Mixcloud 2. Oh, yes, it's the Motivator here. This is where we translate our words into action and where success is ours for the taking. How are you feeling, people? How are you feeling? But I'm feeling fantastic. Oh, I'm feeling so good. I went to my run this morning. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling revitalized, and I hope you're feeling well too, because this is going to be another fantastic experience. We're going to have some wonderful guests in about 45 minutes time, and they will knock your socks off. Oh yeah, you watch this space. But before then, wow, I've got a lot to do, and I hope you've had a good few days since our last podcast. I know for many, there's been trials and tribulations, and I realize that there have been quite a number of people who have passed. I give praise and respect to them. Remember our ancestors. But until then, we must live life to the fullest. Yeah, we must seek out to achieve our aims, our objectives, our aspirations. And at no time should we have doubts that we can achieve our aims and aspirations. Forward march, they say. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, let's get into it, shall we? Now then, first of all, before I begin, wasn't the last podcast truly information full? It was rich of useful, holistic, wholesome information. And if you didn't watch the last podcast, shame on you. Oh, I've got to tell you, shame on you. I put a link to it in the end of this podcast. But I would just say this. I want to congratulate Ras Alkaline and Dr. Jacob Aubrey for providing truly useful information that allows us to focus on our health. Yep. Allows us to have sound advice that we're able to utilize to best effect. I know based upon the feedback I've had to the last podcast that many of you have heard the messages and now changing your lifestyle, which is one of the fundamental reasons for these podcasts. Not only should we de-brainwash, that we should take active responsibility for our lives and direction, indeed for our health, which is indeed our highest wealth. Vitally important. And I want to say to you all, thank you for all of you who watched it. Thank you for all of you who passed on the link to last week's podcast to your family and your friends and your network. And I'm grateful for the responses that we've received. I'm also grateful for the fact that there have been hundreds of you who have subscribed to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps us out. It tells the YouTube algorithm to recommend these podcasts to the millions of subscribers who are subscribers to YouTube or indeed Facebook. It allows us to spread the word. Indeed, the same happens on TikTok and Instagram. Please spread the word, spread the word. And together we can make the difference. Oh yeah, be aware. You are the change makers, not me. You are the change makers. Oh yeah. Yes, applaud yourself, give vigor to those energies. Remember, you are the difference, you make the difference. You are the person that makes the difference. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You are the change makers. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, yes, I'm full of vigor. I'm full of vim, as they say. Oh yeah, I'm feeling so good this morning. I'm feeling fantastic. Now, what I want to do first of all, just remind you of the various platforms that this transmission goes out live. Just to remind you, and don't forget, always subscribe wherever you can. We're out, of course, and those of you on YouTube will be well aware, we're on YouTube under the Motivator Show banner. We're on Facebook under the Motivator Show banner. We're on Mixcloud under the Motivator Show banner. And equally, we're on Instagram and TikTok, where we send out excerpts of each of these shows. And please, if you haven't subscribed to any one of those platforms, do so now. Vitally important. It helps us to grow the messages. Thank you so much for your support. I also want to give a further shout out, and many of you will understand why I want to give this shout out. I want to give a shout out to a lady who I've not been able to speak to for a little while, and that's Ndidi Iwechu. Okay, I believe the most gifted international journalist in the world. She is amongst the best writers I've come across, and her passion for Nigeria, her passion for Africa is second to none. And I want to just remind you of what she says, which really does support the reasons for these podcasts. And we'll put it on the screen now, just to remind you. And this is what she says. Given the state of Nigeria, or indeed Africa, I think people haven't yet made the mental link that they are responsible for the kind of existence they hand over to their children. Hey, profound, huh? Profound. Ndidi Iwechu. Okay. Profound. And the ladies and gentlemen that you'll see later on in this podcast exemplify and remind us that reparations begins with self. Okay. You're going to see another mirror image of Ndidi later on. You see many of them, in fact. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Watch this space. Truly inspirational podcasting. Before I go any further, I want to give another shout out to another organization that you know because I'm passionate about young people and their development, handing over the mantle, the baton to the young people, ensuring what we hand over in better that we found from our parents. Oh yeah, I want to commend to you this organisation, the National Association of Black Supplementary Schools, or NABS. Just be aware. Yes, it says school, but it could be an after-school project. It could be a cultural centre, or indeed simply a youth centre established and funded by the community for our children. Remember, for our children. Adults taking responsibility for our children, which will be a recurring theme of today's podcast without a shadow of a doubt. So the website address, if you manage one of those institutions, ensure you are registered. Your organisation is on the National Association of Black Supplementary Schools website. That's www.nabss.org.uk. Or you can email the inspired brother Near on info@nabss.org.uk, or you can phone him directly on 07958. It's 07, of course, if you're in the UK, it's +44 if you're overseas, 7958 348 558, and it'll ensure your details are on the website. So parents and guardians can find out where your facility is set up. Long may they continue their magnificent works. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, and before I go on to the next phase, I just want to remind you of that most important subject of Windrush. There are still tens of thousands of people from the Caribbean and Africa whose legal right to be in this country has been jeopardized by what the Home Office had admitted were racist immigration laws from 1972 right till recently on the hostile environment. And you recall, I had in these studios Anthony Brown, who's advocating, campaigning with many others for a Windrush Act to enshrine in law the rights of those who were illegally, I say, illegally, because I'm pretty sure if this went to the International Court of Human Rights, it would be affirmed as being an illegal act to take away someone's citizenship or nationality by crafting laws deliberately to deny them their legal right, their inheritance, in other words. So I commend to you the Windrush Legal Advice Clinic. There you are. It's on the screen. They're based in the West Midlands, 58 Bank Street in West Midlands, WV148PD. And if you wish to email, just to obtain information, their email address is info@windrushlegaladviceclinic.com, or you can phone. Again, if you're overseas, it's +44. In the UK, it's 01902 382 I commend the Windrush Legal Advice Clinic to you, and I of course compliment and applaud the efforts of Anthony Brown and the many others around him who are campaigning for a Windrush Act. I know he's had a series of meetings this week with certain officers, I should say civil servants, and of course politicians. We know we will be successful. We will be successful. I'm going to say it again and affirm it. We will be successful. We will be successful. Oh, yeah. Yes, we are fired up. Yeah, we are fired up. Okay, now without further ado, I go to an important section of this podcast, which is, of course, our lifestyle messages. These lifestyle messages have been an integral part of these podcasts over the past 2 to 3 years that they've been running. They're important because it addresses really important issues of health and well-being in the community. And of course, if we are to transform the current state of affairs, we must take deliberate action. We must respond to the public health messages that I alluded to in our previous podcast. And I hope these messages receive you well. Please, even if you are living a healthy life, listen to these messages and remember to pass on the same sentiments to your family, your friends, and your networks. But if in doubt, I ask you, please do not ignore. Do not ignore. Please ask questions. Go to your doctor, ask questions. Now listen to these lifestyle messages. It's for you. The Motivators Show. Success is ours for the taking. Lifestyle messages. We ask that you consider the amount of sugar and salt consumed each day. There is a direct causal link between the overconsumption of sugar and type 2 diabetes, prevalent particularly in the African heritage communities. It is estimated that more than 2 in 4 have either a diagnosed condition of diabetes or an undiagnosed condition of diabetes. Here in Britain, the NHS spends more than £26 billion treating people with diabetes, which is a condition for life. Too much salt in our diet disrupts the natural sodium balance in the body. This causes fluid retention, which increases the blood pressure exerted by the blood against the blood vessel walls, or high blood pressure. The potential impact of too much salt can include enlarged heart muscles, headaches, heart failure, high blood pressure, kidney disease, kidney stones, osteoporosis, stomach cancer, and strokes. Another lifetime condition. We ask that you consider the amount of carbohydrate consumed each day. Typically derived from wheat-based produce such as pasta and other related wheat-based products, and of course root vegetables such as potatoes and the yam. And yes, I did say yams. Excess carbohydrates intake places a large metabolic load on the body. When the body constantly has high levels of blood sugars to deal with over time, this leads to weight gain, poor metabolic health, and an increased risk of heart disease. We ask you to consider the amount of fat that you consume each day. On the screen, you can see raw meat. Clearly, the red meat is meat, but the white streaks you see in the meat is fat. Our bodies need healthy fat for energy and other functions, but too much saturated fat can cause cholesterol to build up in your arteries, in other words, our blood vessels. Saturated fats raise your LDL, or bad cholesterol levels. This can increase your risk of heart disease and neurological strokes. Too much fat is linked to increased risk of obesity or fatness, coronary heart disease, and certain types of cancers, such as breast and colon cancers. On the screen, you see a partially blocked arteries, mainly made up of fatty acids and other ingredients mentioned previously. The blood is being forced through the partial blockage by the heart. Another consequence is, of course, increased hypertension or high blood pressure. Examples of starchy foods include potatoes, bread, pasta, cereals, and rice. Excessive consumption of starch, scientific studies have shown, may cause insulin resistance, in other words, diabetes, may cause skin irritation, many of us will recognize as eczema, may cause gastrointestinal irritation. Many of us will recognize these conditions. On the screen, you can see the examples of the consequences of our lifestyle. Excessive consumption of sugar and salt, carbohydrates, and fat and starch. You see the young lady and gentleman with the bloated shoulders, bloated chest, bloated abdomen, bloated thighs, and bloated bottoms, or buttocks in polite company. The consequence of our lifestyle. The prevalence of obesity amongst black women in the United Kingdom is significantly higher compared to the general population. Approximately 58% of black women in Britain are classified as obese. This rate is considerably higher than the average obesity rate for women across all ethnicities in the UK, which currently stand at between 30 to 32%. This is a public health emergency. The prevalence of obesity amongst black men in Britain is also notably high. Approximately 38% of black men in the UK are classified as obese. This rate is higher than the average obesity rate for men across all ethnicities in the UK, which is around 27 to 29%. This is a public health emergency. The experts recommend that we should eat fresh, untainted foods, including tomatoes and oranges, melons and beetroot, noriega and avocados, grapes and apples, lemons and cabbages, lettuce and cherries, bananas and cucumber, and pears and onions, sweet corn and pineapples, carrots and cauliflower, garlic and sweet pepper, lemons and many other fruits and vegetables, which are untainted and are good for you. The experts recommend that we should ensure that we consume between 2 to 3 litres of water per day. It does depend upon your height and your mass. You see on the screen a young man drinking his water, the young lady enjoying her water. The advice given to you about our lifestyle will not mean anything to you unless you exercise. To exercise for life. You see the young lady with her weights, pumping her weight. You see the mature gentleman running with his headphones in with a smile on his face. You see a young lady running up and down those stairs. Oh yeah, that is real exercise. You see the young man pushing up and down with his push-ups. This is exercise. Our bodies need exercise. It is important for us always to consider our mental and spiritual health. If you have concerns about your mental health, please seek out professional advice or speak out to those you most trust. I trust that they will seek out the right advice and support for you. And of course, as human beings, we are truly spiritual entities. It is important to speak to your spiritual advisors. The motivators show success is ours for the taking. And there you have it. Translate these words into action. And what I'm heartened by is the responses I received from the audience, and I want to thank every last one of you. Those of you who've come together in common aim and common purpose, regardless of your ethnic origin, regardless of your religious affiliation, regardless of your social class or education, regardless of your motivation, come together in common aim and common purpose. Pool in your resources so you can exercise together. It is so important to exercise whenever we can. And what I'm heartened by is the numbers of people across Britain who've come together in common aim and common purpose and are exercising together. We're getting Britain exercising, and together we will make the difference. I want to give light to you, to an example local to me, of an organisation, peoples who have come together in common aim and common purpose, who have demonstrated this sense of community, taking control, taking responsibility for our health. And in doing so, we guarantee ourselves, for the most part, we guarantee ourselves for a much longer, healthier life. I commend to you, people will now call themselves the Countdown Organization as a demonstration, a practical demonstration, what is possible when people come together in common aim and common health. Because why? Health is indeed your highest wealth. This is so true. And I'm always overwhelmed by the numbers of letters I've received of people coming together and understanding why it's important to take responsibility for our health. Here we go. I want to share with you this video of the Countdown Organization. Watch them. They are exercising together, pooling their resources, demonstrating what is possible within the community. Watch this video.
Cheese. Famous. Hello, 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 hello. Awe, 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 awe. You get one life only. Me self get one life only. Why we no go use am gladdy and enjoy the time? Palava no dey finish, time me no dey wait nobody. Now why I dey try for always get am nice every day and night? This one way we all fend we safe, not nobody own. You want to eat with too much, we go down you belly, now you young. And the balance where you go die left, now all the money on. So why for the pity you say for? Now the motor car where you let buy am. If you see finance where you call it Bilam, oh. You meet up woman where you let Yanam. And if you let the man na for keep am, want them more. The food where you feel for eat am. That fine la power where you let.
Well, you can see them exercising, huh? Isn't it fantastic? They come together, common aim and common purpose. They recognise their health is indeed their highest wealth.
Nobody know what's in tomorrow all. So every day of my life till all, I fasting enjoyment stay go. Now for land for care for yourself. Nobody love you past yourself. All man they fed for himself. Oh. Now why I know they allow with the other man they panting with peace away. Me joy away. Me smile away. Oh no, no make nobody take your peace away. Me joy away. Me smile away. Oh no, every day. I see they also work for the pay. They like na boku on a small you catch. Land for the loose body 110. No to money, no to gently. No money make no time.
You can see them.
As long as you get waiting, you they eat.
They all recognise their health is important.
This one way we all fend we safe, not nobody on.
Yeah, to exercise, you see them, yeah? Are you exercising? Enjoy with your friends and your neighbours and exercise at least 2 to 3 times a week.
If you see finance where you call it Bilam,
that, huh?
Keep on. One time more. The food where you feel for eat some for eat some. Eat some. That fine la pound where you like na for buy 'em. Entire more. And if you baby love you back love 'em. Love 'em. But if you love them all now you na for left 'em. One time more. Cause nobody know waiting to mala all. So every day of my life to all. A fasting enjoyment stay go. Now for land for care for yourself. Nobody love you past you yourself. All man they fed for himself. Oh. Now why I know they allowed with the other man they can't take me peace away. Away, me joy away. Away, me smile away. Away, oh no no. No make nobody take you peace away. Away, me joy away. Away, me smile away. Away, oh no no.
Oh, yeah. I always feel so good when I play that video. These are just ordinary people come together in common aim and common purpose, recognizing their health is their highest wealth. You know, you can be rich and you'll be in your 90s, but if you're sick and crippled, well, of course, you prefer not to be there, huh? You want to be in your 90s and feeling strong and healthy. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. And we've got to respond to this public health crisis that is befalling our communities. We must respond. And I'm really pleased that there are tens of thousands of you in response to these messages are responding. Thank you. For you, thank you. Okay, well done, well done, well done, well done. Okay, now, what I want to do is just remind you, if you're watching this live via YouTube or Facebook, you can communicate to the studio at any time, okay? You can send messages to the studio. You may even have a question for my guest who will be up in around, in about 10, 15 minutes time. And they are going to be truly inspirational examples of ordinary people engaged in extraordinary works. Oh yeah, just ordinary people just like you and me, but engaged in extraordinary work. They're a demonstration of what is possible when your mind is focused and you're determined, you're working collaboratively with others, and you understand the importance of community. Oh yes, we'll make the difference. We are definitely going to make a difference. Now, before I get there, I want to give another announcement. Some of you be aware that earlier on this year, there was an unusually intense storm that befalled the Caribbean. And many of you will know that each year there is what they call a sort of hurricane season in the Caribbean. Usually it starts off relatively mild, and as it gets to the latter part of that season, the storms become far more intense. On this occasion, unusually, the first storm that hit the Caribbean, that was Hurricane Beryl, devastated the islands of Antigua and Jamaica. Today, there are still thousands of people in both of those two islands who are bereft because they lost, in some cases, their entire life savings, their homes, their villages, and their ability to earn resources. And they shout out to the world, yep, shout out to the world, regardless if you're from the Caribbean or from Africa or from the Americas or from India or indeed from the Far East or from Russia, it doesn't matter. They called out to the world, can you help us? Can you help us to rebuild our lives? Of course, we will want to help wherever we can. I want to give light to an organisation based here in Britain that is seeking to support those in greatest needs in the Caribbean, particularly in the islands of Antigua and Jamaica. But on the screen now. So here it is, the Hurricane Beryl Disaster Relief Fund. And I know it's not being discussed in the international news media anymore. It was for them but a flash in the pan. Yeah, these people were not important enough to maintain a regular news feed to understand the impact this storm had on these islands. And what they need, and still need, are non-perishable foods, bed kits, sheets and pillows, children and adult diapers, tarpaulin, zinc, building materials so they can rebuild their lives. An organisation based here in the UK called PNP UK have given this call out, and I'm proud to be able to give this regular announcement of the need for continued support. If you can, no matter how small it is, we will later on demonstrate how all resources shared you've given generously have been spent. But for now, we need to continue the effort to raise resources to support those in greatest need. And if you can, please, it doesn't matter how much or how small, every little make a muddle, as the saying goes. So if you can, please give to PNP UK, NatWest Bank, its sort code 600802, account number 29861. And in the reference, please include DRF Bell, in other words, Disaster Relief Bell, in the reference. And we thank you for your contribution. We thank you. We thank you. I've got not a problem in providing a regular announcement of what has happened there, because we are a community, an international world community, and together we should support each other, and together we most certainly will make the difference. I commend the efforts that continue to be made to help those in greatest need. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Now, I want to now just begin to allude to the important interview that is to follow. Okay. I have to say, from each time I prepare for an interview with usually just an ordinary person engaged in what I always say is extraordinary work. It could be you. Yes, it could be you. Oh yeah, okay. I'm always overwhelmed. I am privileged to encounter people with big hearts, true compassion, true human beings, yeah? Who are not primarily concerned just for themselves, but are concerned about others around them. And particularly the young, and ensuring they are given the opportunity to flourish, to realize their potential, whether it be artistic, it could be academic, it could be spiritual. So they can flourish and realize their potential, whatever that might be. Some of you be aware that I am an elected official. I came into public life supporting young people as a school governor. Yes, just an humble school governor. Yep. My children primary and secondary schools. I want to be part of that change process that all children receive the best possible education. Vitally important, vitally important, vitally important. And you understand, therefore, that I've got a particular eye for organizations that support young people's development. Yeah? Whether it be purely their academic development or their artistic and creative development. It is vital that we as adults support such people who are supporting the young. Because they are the ones who will carry on the baton to the future years, to future decades. It is vital work. Absolutely vital. And what you're going to encounter shortly are examples of ordinary people working with young people so they can flourish and become the upstanding citizens of Britain in this case, or indeed your own communities, good men and women, good, he says, husbands and wives, who have children that they will care for. And they will put as much effort into their development as we will put into our children's development. Yeah. So we must be concerned with our children's development. We must be concerned with our grandchildren's development. We must be concerned with our nieces and nephews, our cousins, indeed the wider community. because together, yep, we are all intertwined. It's not enough just to take care of your own immediate family. You've got to take care of other families, because that's where the future husbands and wives will come from, not within your own family, for obvious reasons. And for this reason, it's important to be concerned about the next generation. I say to you, please, please, watch this space, because very shortly you are going to encounter both men and women, boys and girls, young adults, developing, working together with a common aim and common purpose. There you are. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is going to be fantastic. Be assured. I prepared long and hard, and I'm assuring you this will make the difference. This will definitely make the difference. But before then, what I just want to give out, before I go to that, and I think I should just say that I hopefully will open the phone lines at some point during the interview to give you an opportunity to interact with my guest directly. And I would want you just to take a quick note of the telephone number. There it is on the screen. If you wish to call in, not now, but later on when I indicate the phone lines are open, but have your fingers ready on the keyboard or your typing pad. The number to call, if you're in the UK, it's 0208 133 5616. I repeat, 0208 133 5616. Not just now, when I indicate, please call in, but don't hesitate. Do not hesitate though. Okay, there you are. And I want to just give out the last announcement before I invite my guest to come into the green room, as it were. You recall, only a few podcasts ago, I did a podcast which focused on AfricanAncestry.com. Okay? There are tens of millions of Africans, particularly as a result of the chattel enslavement of the communities. Okay. As a result, there are tens of millions of us scattered around the world who've yet to recall their true origins in Africa. Okay, it can be found out again through the genetic material in your body. An organization, an African organization based in the US, but an African organization who has taken samples of tens of thousands of our people from across the continent of Africa, who are then able to take a comparison of your genetic material and able therefore to give light to your true African origin. It's so vitally important. There are tens of millions of us who are disconnected from our true roots and therefore feel dispossessed. Yep. And there's a gap in our spirit. You can feel it every day, not knowing where you truly come from. Here we go. An organization that is bridging that gap, actually using scientific methods to bridge that gap. I commend to you AfricanAncestry.com. There it is on the screen. If you wish to find out your true African origin, I commend this organization to you. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay. I think it's now time. It is now time for us to go to our guest. And I wish to encourage our guest now. I see a few who try to get into a green room. Please dial in now. We're now ready for you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a part of the intro video and ask that my guests come into the green room, and I'll then accept you into the main audio visual stream. Okay, I'm going to play a part of the intro video. Please, my guests, join us now. Join us now. There we go. And if in doubt, I say to others, ask questions. And let's, in fact, maybe I won't. Let's get our guest in now, shall we? There we go. Let's get my guest in now. In fact, yeah, I think I'll start. I think my principal guest is here, and I know others will follow behind her. So let's bring her in now. Let's try this one. There we go. Let's see if this works. Oh, it can work first time being nice, wouldn't it? There we go. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I know what I need to do. There's a certain adjustment I need to make. There you go. Now, I'm going to bring her in now. Here we go. Oh, we have success. Good. Oh, others are now joining us. Okay, here we go. They're all joining in now. There we go. Let's bring them in now. Wonderful. Oh, there's a young man. God, look at that. Oh, that's youthfulness. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I'm so envious of him. Good morning. Let's see. Others going to join us now. Let's see if the others going to join us. If we let them in. Good morning. Good morning. And that's as they come in. In fact, let's get started, shall we? They'll join us in momentarily, I'm sure. I see on the screen with the remarkable Winsome Duncan. Oh my gosh. There's so much I'm going to say about her in a moment, please, people. Watch this space. And the remarkable young man. Look at his locks. Oh my God. I'm so envious of him. Look, I've lost my hair.
Oh man.
Oh, dear. Okay, good morning to you both. I know the others will join us momentarily, Winsome. Okay. But Winsome, I'm going to get started. Others will join us anyway. Look,
Yes,
I know you.
On their way in. Everyone is up and awake and
I know they
ready.
are. Yeah, I know they. Let them come in. But Winsome, I know you. Of course. I've had the pleasure these past few days to, just ask a few questions of you. Some light questions, of course. But it's an opportunity, of course, to get to know you. Yes.
Research it was.
Research.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I like to smile, huh?
I have to say, before we get into it, I love the fact you went for a jog. So I'm going to have to speak to my personal trainer about that one and see if we can do a low version of going for a jog this morning. I'm encouraged.
Yes.
Let's get it going. We know that Southwark has free access to gyms on the weekend.
There you are.
But that's really good. You've got a big heart for the community. It's my honour and my privilege to be here. Hi, Dara. How you doing?
Hello, Auntie. Hello,
Winsome. And good morning to you, Dara. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask Winsome, please. I've got to know you these past few days. I'm overwhelmed now that I know you better. I'm truly overwhelmed. I'm going to ask you, please, just to introduce yourself. Just say your name, the organisation that you founded and lead, okay? And I'm going to ask you at the end, just to share with the audience, who has been the most impactful, inspirational person in your life and why? Oh, yeah.
I'm neurodiverse. I'm going to try and remember all of those questions.
Oh, okay. I'll just slow it down. Don't you worry. I hear you. So first of all, I just want you to introduce yourself. Yes.
Who am I and what do I do? Right, here we go. So, I always think, what hat am I wearing? What hat am I? Who am I today? What persona am I? So today my name is Winsome Duncan and I am the CEO and founder of the Look Like Me Book Challenge, award-winning, I must say. And, it's an honour to give my services to publishing in this space. As a CEO of the Look Like Me Book Challenge, we started just before lockdown, which would have been 2020 October. Started on my birthday, raising funds because only 4%. You're going to find this fascinating, and I really should have sent you this report. So naughty me, but only 4% of children's books featured Black or Asian main characters in it within the UK traditional publishing space.
Can I just ask you one moment? You're giving away too much away too soon. It's okay. Although the figures you've just quoted are in the intro video. I quote those figures in the intro video. So if you haven't watched the intro video after the podcast, I encourage you to watch it. In fact, I'll play it after this interview. But I don't give away too much away because the stats, etc., are important. But I just want you, before I go over to Durham, I just wanted to share with the audience who's been the most impactful, the most inspirational person in your life and why?
Ooh.
Hey, Dara, be ready. I'm going to ask you the same question.
Yeah, get ready, Dara. I'm on the spot. Who's been inspirational? I'm a writer.
Yes.
At heart. Always has been. Started as a poet, lyrical healer. So one of many, but one of would definitely be Maya Angelou, because when I was bullied in secondary school, my teacher Jill Haig brought me in this book, Still I Rise, and she dedicated this poem called Phenomenal Woman to me.
Yes.
And you don't realise what teachers are doing
Yes.
when they teach.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually, it's making me feel emotional, but that actually is
I
why I
understand.
exist
Yes.
and why I do the work that I do, because Jill Haig sowed a seed in me.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And I've seen many examples of this. I was a school governor for 27 years, okay? And I've worked with children both in primary and secondary level. You know, I've been involved in recruiting teachers, good few hundred of them, over my time. And I've seen the impact a good teacher can have in someone's life. So I hear you, and I feel the emotions also. I feel those emotions also. So well done you. Well done you. See, we have so much in common there, you know, Winsome. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to move to Dira now. I'm going to ask you the same question, my dear young man. And with those wonderful locks, with all the hair, oh my gosh, all the hair. I'm
Thank you.
so envious of you. Can you just introduce yourself? I know. Just introduce yourself. Just say a little bit about yourself, what your main interests are. But I'm also interested at this point, if you can, to share with us who has been the most impactful, the most inspirational person thus far in your young life. So
Okay.
introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Well, firstly, hello everyone. Good morning.
Ooh,
Which I have been for the past 2 years, or coming on 3 years, I believe.
yes.
And the people that have impacted me the most.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably say my parents, because they're very
Okay, good.
inspirational, and the
Mm-hmm.
lessons that they teach me and stuff like that. Because
Yes.
a lot of people know that no matter the age you are, sometimes life can corner you, life can be
Yes.
in your favor, and life can't
Yes.
be in your favor sometimes. But either way,
Yes.
you have to deal with it and keep on pushing on. So yeah, those are my two inspirations.
Wonderful. That's good. Your parents, and that's what I'm.
Yep.
Well, you know, it is interesting. But there's another young man I spoke to, similar age as well, and he was quite political. He quite all these political figures. I said, "What about your parents?" He said, "Of course, they're the most inspirational."
Yep. Of course.
But he just
Of
took it for
course.
granted. You know, often that is the case. But then that's
Yep.
a lot of us parents. He says, "Well done, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for
Thank you
sharing."
very much for having me.
Pleasure, pleasure. Can I go to this lovely young lady? It's at the bottom of my screen at the moment. Okay, Imaya, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, that little voice. Good morning. How are you this fine morning?
I'm fine.
Oh, okay, good. Now, I'm going to ask you this very simple question. Can you just say your name, how old you are, and that's, when you was doing your study, which subject do you like the best?
I'm Amaya.
Mhm.
I'm 10.
You're
And,
10. Gosh. Oh, yes.
and my favourite subject is sociology.
Woo! Oh, right. I like you even more. Wow, sociology
And psychology.
and psychology. Oh, I'd love to speak to your parents. Where's your parents? Are your parents nearby? Oh my God, they have my admiration at 10. Oh,
Good
hello,
morning.
Mum.
Hello. Yeah.
Hi. Wow.
Hi there.
You must be so immensely proud of your daughter.
Very, very proud. Yeah,
Oh
she's
my
really
gosh.
self-motivated. So she picks what she wants to do,
Hmm.
uh, and uh, and I just go along for the ride. Really, it's her show.
Oh, let me get this right. When you say she picks what she wants to do, so I said school. You're teaching her, or just get it right?
And Imaya's home educated,
Oh,
um, but yeah,
please. Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
can't lay claim to the teaching. I'm more a facilitator
oh, come on
of
now.
what she does. So I'm not teaching her sociology or psychology, but we do have conversations.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so she does the
Well
main
done.
stuff. Yeah, and then she chooses additional things she wants to do.
Thank you so much, Mum. Look, I'm going to give this. If you don't mind, I'm going to do this, okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. There's more. Oh, there you are. More for you. Oh, more. Oh, hope you like that, Amaya. Was that all right? Did you like that?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm pleased that you're a satisfied customer. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. I'm now going to go on to another guest who's arrived in the studio. She has the same spelling as my past mother. Okay, and I mispronounced her name recently, so I'm going to get this right. Okay, so of course, Viola. Am I right? Oh, I got it right. There you are. Because you see, my mother is Viola, but Viola, I got that. Good morning to you, and thank you for taking the time to be with us this morning. Now, can I ask you, Viola, just to say who you are, your age, and similar to the question I've just asked, what are your favourite subjects? What are your favourite subjects?
I'm Viola. I'm basically 15, and
basically 15. Oh, you are, or are you just basically 15? I like that.
I mean, my birthday's soon, but it's been
okay.
a few days. But
Okay.
my favorite subjects have to be I do sociology, drama, and music, and those three have to be my favorite for GCSE because I feel like studying different styles of music in music that we do, like really fun. Like I enjoy it thoroughly because you learn about different styles and different cultures. And then in drama, it's like you build your confidence, but you also learn how to be something like you're not. So it's like kind of like fake it till you make it, which kind of also helps you to build your confidence. And sociology because it's just the society around us, and I really am proud of Amaya because I just recently started sociology, and I can't believe there's a 10-year-old who actually does it. It's really cool.
Wonderful, isn't it? Yes.
It's really cool.
Wonderful. Wow. And I'm going to ask you this additional question. Who most inspires you? Who most inspires you?
My mom.
Yes, I met your mother, and she's truly an inspirational personality. Come on, I'm going to if I may, I'm going to give another applause to your mother. Oh, oh yes, absolutely, wonderful, and well said, you. I know she'll feed you later on. Now you've said that. No, I met your mother, very serious, and she's very clear that she wants the very best for you. She loves you so much. Well done. Yeah, in that environment, a child can only flourish. Well done. Thank you, Viola. Thank you. I'm now going to go back to Winsome. Now, Winsome, this interview, you could argue, is long overdue, huh? Okay. Okay. But I've been picking the right time. It's never too late. Oh, she's laughing. There you are. Picking the right time. Okay. But I've been watching your progression. Okay. There's a reason for that, because you are in a part of the borough, of, in this case, Southwark here in London, okay, which I'm taking real interest in. Yeah. One, because we need people like you to flourish. Okay. And there are many organizations around you who say they're helping you. Okay. So I've been monitoring, as you know, just been monitoring. We've had that conversation. Okay. We don't need to name names at this point, but I've been monitoring. But of course, for us to progress as a community, we need organizations like the one I'm going to ask you to tell us more about. But before I do that, you started to give us some context as to why you started this organization. You started to quote the actual figures when it comes to books in schools or generally, okay, which have a non-white character as their lead character, and secondly, or even have a non-white character in them. Okay, and our children are being exposed to these books. So give us a flavour of some of the figures you started to describe earlier on about the numbers of books being published, numbers of characters that reflect the diversity of ethnicities in Britain, and the numbers of those books where one of these children are indeed the lead characters. I know it's a long question, I'm sorry, but you've got it in one. Go ahead.
Okay, so yes, you are correct. It has been many moon cycles for this interview, but nothing until the time. And we are
Indeed.
grateful to end the year with you, because you're as upstanding member of the local community, and we went viral in the newspapers when I won the Southwark of Entrepreneur Awards this year.
Yes.
So it's a serious subject. I haven't even told my board yet. So, Joanna will be hearing this for the first time, but knowing her, she's probably seen it about. But in 2020, it was 4% of children's books with Black and brown protagonists, main characters, that were featured in traditional mainstream publishing settings. And as
I'm really forgive me. I'm really sorry to interrupt you because we want to do it really slowly. But I've found that we all speak a lot, and people now can absorb it. So you've just said only 4% of books published in Britain have a person of the wider majority world ethnicities in them. Only 4% in 21st century Britain. 4%.
Inanimate objects are more likely to be seen than a black or a brown face. So this is compared to the 33.5% of Black, Asian and minority ethnic children within the school education system. But what is very interesting, and better hold on to your seat for this one.
Okay. I'm holding on.
You're going to take off on this one, and I'm really annoyed. Through lockdown, it went up to 10%, and this year it's called the Reflecting Realities Report by the Centre of Primary Learning Education in Blackfriars, and it has now gone back down this year to 4%.
Yes. I quote these figures in the intro video, children, if you haven't seen it. The intro video, which I'll play after this video, I would encourage you to do so, where I've consolidated many of these stats in that intro video. Those are shocking figures.
Not just shocking. To me, it just feels like they're taking liberties, and it was just to massage us through COVID. Oh yes, we'll be seen to, be doing more black books, and then we can just put you down back in your place. Going back 4%. We're going back. It just feels like we're constantly going back, and it is something that does infuriate me, as the young people know already. And they're helping me to change the narrative. That is our slogan, and I think I'll leave it there because I'll take up the rest of the session.
This is good. No, you've now set the scenes, okay? Again, I just want you to quote the organisation that you founded and you're now as CEO. Just name it.
So it's Reflecting Realities Report.
Yep, that's the report that gets the stats. Your organisation, sorry, but Winsome.
Right, and my organisation. So it's it's Look Like Me Book Challenge, C.I.C. And you can go to the website looklikemebookchallenge.co.uk.
Okay, so that's the important term, the Look Like Me Book Challenge.co.uk, and details I'll put on the screen shortly. So the first step, of course, you've established this organisation, and you wanted to attract parents and young people, and a few are here today, to participate in a programme. Okay, I'm just going to ask you, before I go back to the youngsters, I just want to ask you now, just to tell you, what did it do? What does this organisation do? Then I'll go to the youngsters. Yeah.
Right. So the youngsters that are here today, they're budding young authors who are young ambassadors So they're not participants, they're young ambassadors that drive home the cause. So they help us push the brand, they help us push the message, they help us co-facilitate, they do the audio books, they have
Brilliant.
wonderful creative ideas.
Brilliant.
I just want to
Brilliant.
establish that today. So well
Yes.
done for coming
Well
up
done,
this
you
early
all. Well done. Well done. Well done.
on a Saturday
I'm going to.
morning.
There you are. Oh, there you are. There's some
There you go. That's what they
fireworks for you. The fireworks for you.
fireworks every day of their lives, because when I'm
Yes.
dead and gone, they're going to be the ones that are going to carry the torch. Do you remember
Legacy.
Winsome? She said this and she said that, and our books are in legacy. So what we do primarily as an organisation is we do workshops that create books like this. This is our
Whoa.
latest one, funded by
Raise
Children in Need,
voices.
BBC
Yes.
Children in Need. Raise Voices. This is a collection of poetries, raps, motivational pieces inside of there. And the artist on here, Tiani, is an ambassador, newly joined this year, and she is a mayor's sister, and
Oh,
Joanna
right.
is her mother, and it's really beautiful.
It is.
The
Oh, look
artwork,
at that.
and she's going to be commissioned to do book number 2, because we haven't publicly announced it, but BBC has given us a second year worth of funding.
Oh, well done. Well done. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So this is This Little Light of Mine, and this book is about homelessness and reuniting with families. And this was co-facilitated by Dira. He helped me to write it and put the concepts together and the ideas. He's so organised. Thank you. Dira. I get on the phone and I'm just like, Dira, what did we do? There's so many things going on in my head. And he just comes in, Auntie, we did this, we did
Yes.
that. Oh, thanks. At least one of us knows what's going on. Here we go. Can you see him?
Oh,
Young,
look at
look
that.
how short his locks were.
Oh, right. Okay. I see it now. I'm still in
Yeah.
admiration. I'm still admire him.
And
Okay.
this was funded by Unlimited. They funded this project, and we got one more, which is the first, the prototype. The Popcorn House.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Tell us more about this one. Yes. In fact,
Yeah.
I might ask the youngsters to tell us about the Popcorn House in a moment, I think.
Well, then that would be Amaya, because she is one of the longest standing members, so she knows all about it. So Amaya can take it away. I don't need to say a word.
Thank you. Amaya, do you know, Amaya, just before you begin, I've included you in the intro video. I believe you were 6 years old. Oh my gosh, I'm in such admiration for you. So tell us about the Popcorn House and what did you do in the Popcorn House book? Tell us. Oh, look at that. Yes.
The Popcorn House, like we made it. Well, we made it a few years ago, and do you want me to tell you like what it's about?
Yes, tell us what it's about. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, it's I've got it here.
You've got the
Oh,
first.
look at that.
Yeah, it's the first version, and it's about two cousins which are here,
Okay.
and it's about working together and teamwork, and it does actually go underneath teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely. Yes.
And they go to like bake a cake, I think a cake, and then they start arguing, and they go into this portal in the wardrobe, and that leads them to.
Don't give the whole story away.
I'm not.
Hi, Mum.
Anyway.
No, she was okay. She was okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
and it leads them to this place. They went to the popcorn house.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I'm sure other boys and girls would love this story. So what was your contribution to the Popcorn House story? What did you do?
Well, like what I drew is that I designed the actual popcorn house.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I really did. I would say I gave inspiration to it
Oh,
because
you can come take my seat soon if you keep that up.
when I
Go
was
on. Yes.
because
Yes.
honestly, when I was 6, I wasn't that good at drawing. So I kind of
Yes.
just drew a kind of house that had rubbish on it. No, it actually had
Oh,
rubbish. I
well,
put rubbish.
actually did. All right.
Yeah.
Tell me, can you just tell us in that case, and Maya, is there a section in that book you'd like to share with us? Is there a poem you want to share with us? If not, don't worry. If not,
The first couple of pages.
I could, yeah, I could read the first 2 pages.
okay, just a page. Just give us a page, just so that the other boys and girls and their mums and dads who are listening and their guardians will say, "Oh, I'm going to buy that." Come on, give us a first page, a taster, as it were. Go ahead.
So, should I do like any page or just one? Like just the
You a
first one?
page of your choosing. You choose. I don't. There you
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do this one.
Okay.
Angry words filled the air as Zion and Nevaeh exchanged cold stares. It was my turn to mix the buttercream. Sometimes, Zion, you can be so mean. Nevaeh, you're always mixing the cake. This time I wanted a chance to bake. Then suddenly the discord was interrupted by a thundering sound. The children stopped arguing and slowly turned around. In shock, they looked over at the wardrobe and they both could see. It was a beautiful glowing light, shining so pretty. Wow, the light is so dazzling bright. Then Zion stepped forward boldly to investigate. Nevaeh cried, "No, Zion, please wait," but sadly she was too late. The bright light swallowed them into the AZ zone, where no child or adult should ever roam alone.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. You've given us a flavour. So, mums and dads, guardians, there you are. The Popcorn House, read by the wonderful Ima. And I've got to tell you, you read with such confidence. You are a wonderful girl. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And we look forward to your progress over time. That confidence will take you far. Okay.
Can I add to
Well
that,
done.
Martin, very quickly?
Of course you can. Of course.
So, in addition to the book and the audio book that Amaya has done, we're also working on a 3D animation.
Okay.
I don't know if I sent it to you. I can just put it in the chat so you can see if you don't have time to show it today. But we've been working on that for 2.5 years, and we've been pitching to places like Netflix, BBC, Nickelodeon, and we're now working with a Trinidadian animation company to expand our reach, because it's so complex doing 3D animation. And the producer of that is Andre Fife. So I'm really, really excited about taking those characters off the page and onto the screen.
Brilliant. Thank you. You're definitely challenging those who suggest that we do not exist in these books. Wonderful. I'm going to put on the screen, there you are, the Popcorn House. Teamworks. It's the DreamWorks. There you are. It's there. It is on the screen for everyone. There you are. And I hope you all agree with me that that is an example of that collective working together. Okay, there you are. I'll take it off now. There you are. Well done. Well done. Well done. If I may, and thank you, Maya, thank you for that beautiful narration. The confidence, as I say, will take you far. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. And Mum, where's Mum? Where's Mum? I can't see Mum. I want to see Mum.
Hey,
I want to
hello.
thank you for such a
Hey.
wonderful daughter. A wonderful
Yeah.
daughter. Thank you.
Yeah,
We
we're
must
very
continue to
grateful.
inspire them. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can I now move on to Viola? Okay. Now, mention the Popcorn House and of course to raise voices. Okay, tell us what you do in this organisation. What's you're an ambassador? What does that mean? What do you do as an ambassador?
As an ambassador, I
Mhm.
help others to create their own like pieces from
Okay.
like the emotions they feel and how they can put their emotions and their ideas on paper. And also I really like help I really like enjoy helping to spread my ideas as well, and also to show that you don't have to be afraid to be who you are, and you don't have to be afraid to have an opinion. And
Mhm.
it's like when you're younger you feel like, oh, I can't do that, or I can't think like that,
Yes.
or this, that, and the other.
Yes.
But I feel like
Yes.
if you start believing in yourself, then you can go
Yes.
really far in life.
Wait, Winsome, again, another contender to take over my podcast, huh? Absolutely right.
We're going to run you out of time, Martin.
It'd be a pleasure. Look, I've got the mantle right here, the baton right here. I'm ready soon to hand it over to these wonderful
And
young people. Go
as
ahead,
well
yeah.
as Tiani, the illustrator,
Mhm.
Viola was one of the last young ambassadors to join because of
Mhm.
her commitment, her
Yes.
focus, her helpfulness, and she showed up early. And I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, you go. And I could just
Okay.
see the qualities in her. And I'm
Mhm.
just looking forward to what she does next, where she goes next, in part two. And just to add, Joanna Oliver, who's Imea's mum, she's not just a parent, she sits on the board as an ambassador. And
Oh,
she's
well
quite
done.
integral
Yes.
as a bid
Yes.
writer as well. I don't know if she wants to say a couple of words about that, but she is, she gave us opportunities that we got shortlisted to Warner Brothers for
Hmm.
a documentary.
Hmm.
We sent our documentary to Netflix. So,
Yes.
it's a unit. I don't know if you want to touch on that, John.
I will in a moment. I don't want to go away from Viola for the moment because she's beautifully articulated why she is a part of this, yeah? Why she feels it's worthwhile. Beautifully articulated, way beyond her years, if I may say so. This young lady definitely is going far, just like both. Oh, they're definitely going far. So I want to just ask another question. Okay, so you've correctly identified that you've got to believe in yourself. Okay, why would a young man or indeed a young lady believe you? What's so special about you to communicate such a beautiful message?
Um, I think um, I think I want to show like that it's better to like be yourself, because I
Yeah.
personally
Yes.
I don't want to hide behind a mask and not be
Hmm.
someone who isn't me. And I feel like I want to show confidence, because if you're the first
Absolutely.
person to show confidence, then if you reflect that onto them, then they'll feel more confident to then be themselves and believe in themselves, because once you know who you are, then you can like believe and achieve.
Wow. Winsome, she's basically 15, huh? I would have said far older than that. Oh, wow. That's spot on. You're spot on. And it's a piece of work I'm continuously engaged in, I have to say. It's easy to talk to you because we have kindred spirits, okay? I've got to ask, and forgive me, Winsome, because I'm so the affection now. Here we go. I want to ask another question of you. Tell us, you're right, of course. You're spot on, spot on. People like me are really concerned that young girls like yourself truly flourish. Okay, how can we, the wider community, help you to flourish? What do you want to see changes around you that you know would help you to truly flourish as a person?
I want there to be opportunities for people who live in areas who people want to say are bad areas, because I feel
Hmm.
like seeing people my age
Hmm.
in like around where I live, it's
Hmm.
like they don't they don't have the opportunities that I see other kids have. And I feel like
Yes.
it's not just in the area you live in, but it's also where you come from. So if
Yes.
you come from a family who doesn't really have all of these connections with people, I feel like there needs to be opportunities for people who like want to do these things. So if people and children want to play basketball for a team, I feel like they
Yes.
should have that opportunity to play for a team that like is in their area, so they don't have to go travel far away. Or if they want to start doing drama, I feel like there should be that opportunity for them, and I feel like it'll help them grow in the best way possible.
Spot on. Spot on. And that's why I became a school governor for my children's school, for precisely those reasons. And you're basically 15. It took, in my case, nearly a decade after yourself. Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. Oh, we all wish you the very best. Okay. And you just take care of your mother, because she spoke of you with such admiration. Again, I want to communicate to you the love I felt come from your mother when we spoke to her the other day was enormous. Enormous. You give her a big hug from us all when you next see her. I'm not sure she's in the same room, but you give her a big hug. Give her a big hug. Well done. And thank you for sparing the time this morning. You just stay right there, though. But gosh, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. I could become emotional at this point, Winsome, I have to say. Hey, Mum, I could become emotional, but I'm going to steel myself, Us blokes try to remain emotionless. And that's bad for us, because we should let go of our emotion and let it be seen. Dearer, yes, we young men, we men should let go of emotion and let it be seen.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
Absolutely. Now, you are an ambassador, okay, but you are Viola, you're in a slightly older category, of course. And you look, listen to your voice. Your voice is now a man's voice.
Oh man.
Oh yes. Sounds like my son, you see. Oh, really deep. There you go.
I hear you. Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
I'm one of the older batch. Yeah.
Yes. Now, of course, referred to as a young man, but of course there are boys, younger men, young boys, who look up to you. Okay. Why do you believe it's important for you as a young adult, if I may describe you, please, as a young adult, to be an example for those young boys who may be in the classroom and just playing around, not learning, or maybe on the street engaged in activities that you and I would not approve, or indeed maybe don't believe, as just been described eloquently by Viola, in themselves. Okay.
For
Why
sure.
do you believe it's important for you to be involved and be that example? Go ahead.
Well, firstly, to expand on that,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a big family person, and within that kind of personality, I always used to call myself the baby of the family, because I'd always chill around my older cousins and older relatives. But
Yes.
over the past couple of years, I've realized that I actually have a whole load of younger relative
Yes.
family and stuff like
Yes.
that. So I need to set an example for them, type of thing. And
Well said.
in addition to that, I've seen the way that people act inside school and outside of school, because I've been both home educated and in school throughout my education years. And
Yes.
it really is in a state where the young children in the education system really need an example,
Yes.
and they need representation, because I feel like the way that you mentioned how people find themselves in the street life, they find themselves messing about in school, is because they don't
Yes.
have faith in their own ideas, because they may think,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
if I really apply the time, I could be an engineer in the next 5 years. But
Mm-hmm.
who's really going to
Mm-hmm.
believe in that? This is the real world. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how they think, just day to day, with all of their ideas. And that can't run. I don't feel like, especially for my young family, I don't want to see them just throwing their ideas away and putting them to the side, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well said. Well said. It's a very sophisticated response, and thank you for that response. You recognizing the impact you can have.
Thank you for your time.
So you've described the impact that you can have. Have you had that impact?
Well, I feel like as an organization, we're still budding and growing, but I have been able to show my work to some younger family, not most of them, but that will come in time where they can see us maybe outside on a billboard, or they can be driving to school or something, and they can say, "Oh, that's Dara. That's
Hold on a
crazy.
second.
That's your."
Hold on a second. You said billboard. What's this about a billboard? What does that mean? I know what a billboard is, but you mentioned it in passing, as it were. What? Tell us about this
Yes.
billboard. Tell us.
Okay, so recently, well, for the past few years, again, the great Auntie Winsome has been working
The
on
great
getting
Auntie
our.
Winsome!
Yeah, you know, you have to
Hooray!
pay
The
respects
great
where it's due.
Auntie Winsome! Hooray! Hey! The great Auntie Winsome! From the mouths of babes, it's just rolled off the tongue as if it was nothing. That's magnificent, the great Auntie Winsome. I'm going to keep quoting you, Winsome, the great Auntie Winsome. Oh, God, she's giving me the eye now. Continue, Dara, before I get in trouble. Go on.
For sure. Yeah, so she and the team have been working on getting our works on billboards, and recently we have been featured on various billboards in different locations. It was very exciting to see. I remember Auntie sent me a video when it first happened. It was
Great.
dark. It was
I've seen
empty
that
because it was
video.
at a
She was
time.
so excited.
Yeah, it's really something to celebrate because that's
Yes.
literally a plant that we've been growing for years. So, and it's
Yes.
now spread into a tree.
Yes.
So yeah, we've been working on billboards. Hopefully, we can get billboards in many more locations, more frequently, and yeah, that's another
Yep.
focus of ours.
And my last question, 'cause I want to go back to the wonderful 10-year-old in a moment. Let me ask you, you're at that age where, being a father myself and what was called government and so on, I'm always concerned now, what is the next stage in your life? What are you going to do next, as it were? Are you going to technical college, university? Or are you going to go straight into the world of work? Give us some idea.
Um, One thing about me is that I really enjoy looking into languages and the history behind
Okay.
those languages. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but I just finished a Japanese exam, I think last week, which is an exam here. I don't know why I'm always surprised when
Again,
people
it just
react like
rolls
that.
off the tongue as if it's not matter of fact. Really? You've just completed the
Yes,
Japanese exam
I did.
by chance. It wasn't in Japanese, was it?
It definitely was.
No.
It definitely was.
You should be a comedian, Martin. You've another vocation to add to your strings and
Oh,
bows. You're
bother.
hilarious.
Okay, thank you, Auntie Winsome. Thank you, Auntie Winsome. Tell us more. Continue. Tell us more. We're really interested because you're just a young man here living in South London. You see what's
Oh
going on
no,
around you.
I'm
Forgive me.
actually not from South London. I just have family and very many
Okay.
friends
Oh,
in
forgive
London.
me. Get it right. I will write into that, didn't I, Auntie Winsome? Continue.
No
Tell us
worries, no
more.
worries.
Tell us more. So you've taken the Japanese exam, and what else are you doing? Tell us more.
Yeah, so I would like to look into more languages because that Japanese exam can help me to get into places where I can do voice translations in
Yes.
conferences. I can do
Yes.
voice acting for anime and
Yes.
various other Japanese um events and forms of media.
Oh,
And
if I may,
I'm
forgive me for interrupting again. You said anime, and I think the other one is manga. What's the difference between manga and anime, for example? Oh,
so for those
says the
who
reaction.
don't know,
Oh, I don't know.
anime is um a motion picture type of form of
Okay.
Japanese illustrations.
Right. Okay.
Whereas manga is the comic literal form that you can read. And a fun fact about manga is actually um it's read from back to front, not
Oh,
front to back. So usually when
yes. Okay.
I
Yes.
buy a manga, I'm like, oh, let me start reading. I kind of like spoiled the story for myself because I'm thinking, wait, hold on, that's not how it starts. And then I remember to flip the book around.
Right.
You know, it catches me off guard sometimes.
Good for you. Good for you. So that's your ambition, because you're young. The world is your oyster, as you well know. In fact, all of your oysters, I might add, and your potential is unlimited. Let me say it
It
again.
is.
Your potential is unlimited.
Thank
Whatever
you very
you want
much.
to do, you can do. You can achieve whatever you wish to achieve. And that applies to
Amen.
every boy and girl watching this video. You've just got to believe in
Listen.
yourself, as the remarkable, I'm going to say Auntie Viola just said. I'm going to say Auntie, because that's a maturity. You're displaying a maturity, a real maturity, genuine maturity. And honestly, if every youngster had that level of maturity, that awareness, oh my dear, the world will be transformed. We would not have wars. Yep, would not be manipulated into wars and petty contention, because you would know better. Yes, you would know better.
God
They're
has his
definitely
reasons.
wonderful. They're definitely wonderful and great timeless conversationalists.
Yes.
Like, it's just so interesting to speak to them. But
Yes.
what's interesting about Deeran, I'm not going to disclose, his location because it's private. What he didn't say was, whenever he comes to our events, he has to travel more than 3 hours to get there, and that is the commitment through his parents. Yeah.
Yes.
He's not in South London.
Oh,
through his mum, Chinello, and
Yes.
his Uber driver, Lawrence. Daddy Lawrence. A shout out to them, because he can't do
Yes.
it without their support. And that he's
Yes.
been to the Mayor of London's event, and he took a picture with the Deputy Mayor of London. And he's been very modest.
Yes.
An exceptional young people that we work with.
I know. And they're attracted to you because of your magnetism, because you care. Yep, you care. Auntie Winsome. Oof, here we go. Dear, thank you for you've provided a real basis for us to take this interview forward. We've got maybe another 10 minutes or so. I want to go back to the youngest. And, she's watching. Her eyes are wide open. She's taking every piece of information possible here. Wow, so attentive. Let me go back to you, my little one. The popcorn house we've mentioned. Tell us a little more about your involvement in the Raised Voices that Auntie Winsome put the book up earlier on. How would you involve in the Raised Voices?
Well, in the book, I have my poems that I write.
You write poems?
Yeah.
Oh, before I continue, do you have a poem nearby by chance?
Yes, I do.
Come on! Just give us one of your poems. Which is your favourite? Give us one of your poems. Again, from mums and dad to guardians, for grandparents and others, Listen to this wonderful young lady speak. It's her own poem. Go ahead.
So this poem is called Kindness.
Got to speak up louder, a bit louder though, so we can hear you. Okay, there you go.
My poem's called Kindness by me. Kindness, what a wonderful thing. People say it's something they bring, but what is kindness? Is it something you bring, something you say? Well, really, there's lots of different ways. Kindness is just being nice to one another, bringing a smile to their face. But be careful, because kindness isn't a race. People say that they know it and express it every day, but after hearing this, maybe they'll think of it in another way.
Wow. Oh, please, let me get the applause, the real applause. There we go. Oh, yes! Yes! Well done. Oh, my God. Well done. Oh, good. And these are your words, your thoughts. Wow. Oh my dear. We're in admiration of you. Tell us, you wrote those words and they mean a lot to me. What do they mean to you? What do they mean to you, this poem?
Well, they're just like saying about because some people would think they wouldn't. There are lots of people that aren't kind or don't express their emotions in like you can express your emotions in any way, but sometimes if you express your emotions by like hitting someone, then that would be so that's why I really like my poem, because it's telling people that there's not a lot, you don't have to do a lot just to make someone smile. If you just do one nice thing, then that could brighten someone's whole day.
From the mouths of babes. My God. Well done you. Oh my gosh, well done you. Well done you. You obviously like being a part of this organisation. You like it, huh?
Yeah.
Tell us why you like being here. Tell us why.
I like the meaning because it's basically about Raised Voices is about speaking and that everybody should hear your voice and that shouldn't be silenced or put aside just because you're a child or young person. So I feel like it's just about to express your voice, and I think it's really good.
You said enough. Thank you. Thank you. You know what you should do? Give your mother a big hug. That's what we need to do. Just give her a big hug. Let's just see you give her a big hug. Where are you, Mum? Let's give her a big hug. God, that was wonderful.
I'm giving her the hug, look.
Well done. Well done. All mums and dads, just give your child a big hug. Just give them a big hug. Thank you, Maya. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And if I may go to Viola, okay. Can I just I want to just spend maybe 2 minutes with you, and I might, if it's okay, open the phone line for maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll gain clue. But I want to go back to yourself. You spoke with such talent. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Now you've been a part of this wonderful organisation. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
I think, I mean, I would love to be able to pursue my dream in acting and in the theatrical industry, but I feel like with this particular company here and this particular community, I'd actually rather say, I feel like I'd still be involved because I just every time I go to a workshop or I just go to see Winsome, I feel well, Auntie Winsome. I feel very
Auntie Winsome indeed. Oh yeah, Auntie Winsome, Auntie Winsome. Sorry, Fiona, go on.
I feel very happy and enlightened. I feel like I found my space because I'm in a place where there are people who also want to share creativity. So I feel like I would be a bigger help and I'd be able to do more to help out because I do have my own connections with people who work in theatre and I'd love to help out and try to bring my connections to the place so that maybe one day we could have maybe even a play written about young children that can be played by young children because I'm in plays that are made for young children, played by young children.
Well said, you. So, any institution out there who wish to fund this organisation, I'm going to give you details in a moment as to how you can contact them. Thank you, Fiona. That was well said. Well said. And I just make sure you're all okay. If I were to open up the phone line for maybe 5 minutes, maybe a caller or two may wish to call in and ask a question of you. If that's okay? That's all right? Don't be nervous. In fact, I don't need to say that. You're not nervous at all. You're all fine. You're all well. So what I've got to do, just to remind everyone that you've only open the phone lines for maybe 5 minutes or so, take 1 or 2 calls to you. Don't hesitate. The number's on the screen. The number to call if you wish to interact with these wonderful people. It's 0208 133 5616. Wish to interact with these wonderful young people. First of all, Auntie Winsome, first of all. You might wish to interact with, there you go. Okay. Or you may wish to interact with the wonderful young man, Dira, right here, who's obviously displayed the maturity way beyond his age. And of course, the inspired Viola. Wonderful, wonderful Viola. And of course, the quite remarkable 10-year-old. I'm going to say it softly, Imara. I must say, I am so impressed with you. I am really very impressed. Oh my gosh. So if I'm going to invite the audience to call in, don't wait till I'm about to close the line to call in. If you wish to interact with us, now is your time. I don't often open the phone lines. I know most people are not used to it, you see, so there you are. The number to call, it's 0208 133 5616. I'm ready for your calls. Do not hesitate if you are going to call in. But until they make that decision, let me go back to Auntie Winsome. Auntie Winsome, what's the next stage for this organisation? What is the next stage?
Do you know what? I remember you answering me this on the first. I had 2 research talks with you, didn't I? So on the first one that you asked me this, what is the next step forward? So as you know, we've got Raised Voices 2 coming out in spring next year. And we have put in for a project to do individual books, because normally we work collaboratively with the young people, but they have voice that they want their own books, which is, you know, a great idea. And takes a little bit longer, but we want to do that. So we put in some funding with the Arts Council. They gave us some really good feedback about the application that we put in the first time. So fingers crossed, hopefully, you know, this might be the one, and then we can get authors, 10 budding authors, to actually have their own story, whether it's a picture book or trying to get my words out, non-fiction.
It is well.
Yeah, and we want to do more. So we thank Clear Channel for being our first corporate partners, and we want to do more with other corporate partners in the new year. We've got one cooking, which is around games, which is quite kind of exciting, because, you know, we want to turn the books into games. And what you've got to understand is that these are income streams to help us to be sustainable, because ultimately funders want us to be able to earn enough income so that we don't have to go to them. That's the whole point of a community interest company. Do you know what I mean? So those are the 2 things that we got on board, and I think really expanding. We're relatively small. It's a lot of work. I want to be part-time in the Look Like Me book challenge. I'm a volunteer mainly, and I work project based. So if we haven't got any projects, then I'm just volunteering my time for free, and so has everybody else on the board. So that's what we're looking for. And just to say, I do know Young Dira's got a poem there as well. So, you know, male voices, we have to get those out. Would you not agree, Councillor?
Thank you for that, and thank you for indicating the future. What I'm going to do in that case, I'll take her if he's happy to share his poem with us. If I'm going to take the number off the screen, go on, tell us your poem. What's the poem? What's the title of your poem?
Give me 2 seconds. Let me get the book up.
He wasn't ready, Auntie Winsome. He wasn't ready.
My bad.
Okay.
I'll let him off, because normally he's on point. He actually comes to our meetings 10 minutes early. I'm like, Dira, ready yet.
Yes.
And he's like, oh no, I've got to be here early, Auntie. I was like, okay.
This is African time. Yeah, you're on time. You know. Go ahead. What's the title of your poem?
Okay, so my poem is named "Be That" by me.
Named "Be That." Okay.
Be That. Yep. So I start off saying, imagine watching your children writing out their ideas and dreams into stories, being carefree and sharing what they believe in. This takes inspiration, which young children of color currently seem to lack. Young children have little to no inspiration, as they make up only 10% of characters in children's books of the UK. This is not fair. There needs to be a change, an increase in the acknowledgement of children that look like me and you. They need a reference to spark their ingenious ideas and feelings because they are good enough, they are smart enough, and they are able enough. If, like me, you see the impact and agree that there needs to be a change, a refinement of representation for young children of color, be that. If you feel that there is potential being wasted and the world needs a wake-up call, say that. If you believe that your children need idols that hold pure values to look up to for inspiration and encouragement, portray that. The world moves when you stand up. I said be that.
Oh, there you are. I'm just gonna clap it. My heart's going for you. Oh well done. Wow.
Be there.
Thank you very
I want
much.
to add some lyrics to that. Come on, Viola. Be there. Be
Wow.
there.
That's powerful. Truly powerful. These are your words. Yeah, these are your words.
They are. They are, definitely.
What does that poem mean to you? Okay, same question. What does that poem mean to you?
It's really, I feel like it's a key standing point. Obviously, that's from a biased perspective because it's my piece, my writing. But I feel like if you can, in fact, notice that there is a very unfair, injustice, that children, because of their heritage and their descent, are not being represented and given the same type of encouragement and platform as another group of people. If you can see that, then why not kind of, step in and intervene and actually right the wrong, That's how I feel.
Spot on. You have my thumbs up to you always. Absolutely right. It's part of the reason why, in fact, it is the reason why I decided to give up an awful lot of time and become the school governor of both a primary and secondary school all those years ago for exactly those reasons. Well said. And you're basically only 18.
Almost
17.
there.
Basically 18. Basically 18. Oh, come on.
He's still a minor. And in creating butterflies, I just want to shout out. She says amazing. So well done, Dira. Also,
yes,
Gary, he says this is inspirational. George, fantastic. Martin, you're an inspiration. And truly you are. You really are. Getting up for a jog in the morning.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It's vitally important. And
bringing the energy.
Absolutely right. And we're now going to conclude. Okay. This has been truly an inspirational experience, sharing these moments with you. I'm going to start with the youngest here. Okay. I know she's got to say something truly inspirational for my question. Oh gosh, I'm almost nervous now. Look at those eyes, they're wide open, taking in all the detail. Okay, Emma, what would you say to other little girls who are not yet involved with this change in the narrative? What would you say to them to encourage them to join up and get involved?
I would say that you should not be afraid, and because I was afraid as well, I was nervous.
I can't believe that.
I think I do think that my confidence has grown a bit over the past few years,
Oh.
and it's not really that scary until you have to do stuff like being on the stage and doing your poems. But you get used to it. You get used to it, and it's really fun, and you make lots of new friends, and you get to all these events, and just to think that what you're doing is slowly changing the world, and it's really cool and inspirational.
Oh gosh. There you are. That's my expression for you. There's the heart, more hearts for you. That's what I've got to say. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I say again, you just keep hugging your mother. Just keep hugging, kissing her every day. All right, just keep doing so. Okay, thank you. Viola, same question to you. Why should the young person join this wonderful organization?
I feel like it gives a voice, and
Hmm.
I feel like if you need to have that like foundation to be built, because already by our forefathers, they've built that
Hmm.
foundation for us to be free and for us to live amongst like everyone. So we're all a one big community. But I feel like there needs to be more representation of everyone. Just everyone needs to have a specific representation, and everyone needs to be more open minded and
Yes,
not be ignorant.
yes,
Because if there's a thought that everyone has, and it's not even true, it's not the right thing, then it really shouldn't, like, it doesn't make sense. If that if that makes sense to you,
it
everyone.
makes perfect sense. And you're basically 15. I think that's, again, wonderful words. Thank you for all the work you've done and will do into the future. And please don't be a stranger. Just tell us every so often how you're progressing. We want to know. We're very interested. And you know the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. So we're all your parents, yeah? And I said earlier that your mother spoke about you with such reverence. Well done to have engendered that level of confidence and admiration from your mother. Well done, you. Well done. Well done. Well done. And if I may go to you, dear, thank you, Fiona. I just want to come to you now. Why should um, young men, boys, join this organisation? What would it do for them? Hmm.
Well, I know I spoke about the younger generation of people in
Mm-hmm.
the society, but speaking directly to people around my age,
Yes.
these issues that we are stepping out to kind of work against can be affecting people my age as well. It's mostly affecting people my age, in fact. So the people that I'm speaking to, well, that are seeing me right now, they could be people that experience this stuff day to day.
Yes. Yes.
So why not just give it a try? Just join in, step up, maybe make an impact on the people that are around you, like your surroundings, your society, your communities.
Mm-hmm.
It's never, oh, this, that, and the third. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna be laughed at in school. Who
Mm-hmm.
cares about all that stuff? It's not about what others think until you really bud and flourish and stuff like that. If it's not positive, then just leave it alone.
Well said. Thank you. And thank you. We
Thank you
look
very much.
forward to your progression. Again, don't be a stranger. Just tell us from time to time how you're progressing. Remember, it takes a
Sure.
village. Yeah, we're all part of that village.
Amen.
I'm now going to go to Auntie Winsome. Okay. Oh, I know Mum over there. I can see Mum over there. We're all watching and looking at Auntie Winsome now. Auntie Winsome, we want to close. What is your closing message to the people?
Well, you said it quite neatly. When we start our sessions, whether they're online or in person, we start with it takes a village to raise a child, to raise a child. It takes a village. So it's quite apt that you would sort of close with that. You're in tune to the soul. Our strap line is changing the narrative. We're not in competition with anyone. We're in telling legacy stories for authors to build. And I might be the face in terms of what I do publicly in my persona, but I can't do what I can do without people that sit on the board. Ambassadors like Joanna Oliver, who's been here. She's from Consult a Chameleon. She's not said much today, but she's been here from the start with her ideas, with her commitment, with her dedication, giving, sowing, and making it grow. Can't do it. I'm yet to be a mother myself. So the insights with her and her family, with Marcia, with Anna, with Adam, with Chinello, with all the people that contributed over the last 5 years, Vanessa, I thank you, because we are today where we are because you took your time. I feel as if time is the most precious commodity. We're spending our lives every day. We're not going to get this hour and 15 minutes back. That's it. It's gone. And we've chosen to spend it with you to help amplify the message, the relevance, and the importance of making sure that Black and brown faces are not just an anomaly in children's book, but it becomes a daily occurrence around the world. And that we are here to stay, and that someone's walked past and they've seen billboards with children of colour doing something positive. We're not in Top Boy. We're not in a 50 Cents movie.
No.
We're in the community talking about legacy. We're in the community talking about our own superheroes. We're in the community talking about what it means to be a mixed heritage person. So that is what we want to focus on going forward. So if any shape or form you can help and assist us on this path, because I do believe that which I seek is also seeking me, do come forward. It's the Look Like Me book challenge.co.uk. And I salute the young people here today on a Saturday, getting out of bed, 8:45. I can't even do that. And they're showing up. Why? Because they want to leave a heritage message. They want to leave a legacy message. So I salute you, Viola. I salute you, Dara. I salute you, Amaya. I salute you, Joanna. And I salute you, Councillor Michael Seaton.
Or Martin, even.
Martin.
Don't you worry.
Dyslexic child, forgive me.
It is well.
Martin,
It is well. Martin is true. But here I am the motivator. This is where we translate our words into action, because success is ours for the taking. You see, that's what I say every podcast that I do. I want to thank you all for being an example for others to follow. Mom, dads, yeah, granddad, grandmothers, nieces, nephews, cousins, community members. Here is the way forward. Yeah, our children have a future. Let's allow them to realize their true potential. Thank you all. I wish you well. Good day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me give you the applause. I'm sorry. Yes, there we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Take care, everyone. Take care. Have a good day. And thank you. Excellent ambassadors. And Mum, love you always. And Auntie Winsome, please stay strong. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good morning.
There you go. Well. There you are, people. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And this is a reflection of what's happening within the community. Where there's stress, where there's strife, there is good and there's wholesomeness, there's progression. Never be seduced by the idea that we're not progressing and you fall into dismay, yeah? And barren of hope. There's always hope. because there's always people like Auntie Winsome and those wonderful parents around her who then enable our children to grow, to realize their true potential. And long may it continue that way. Oh, I told you this would be yet another inspirational podcast, and I'm sure you would agree that those young people were a demonstration of all of our children, potential that they possess. We just got to believe in them, encourage them, have high expectations of them, and together we'll transform the world. Not simply society, we will transform the world. I feel, you know, those tingling feelings? I feel it right now. Oh yeah. See, that's one organization that is making a difference. And the other organization I want to give a quick publicity to, because the remarkable Doreen McCollin, there you are, Elevated Minds, another organization that demonstrated similar caliber of work, you recall. And I'll put it in the final clip for this podcast, a link to that particular interview with those young people. Elevated Minds, C.I.C, led by the remarkable Doreen Sinclair McCollins, okay, CEO and co-founder. And if you wish to reach out to her as well, you can call her. If you're here in the UK, it's 0208 079 0703, and the email address, it's info@elevatedminds.coaching.com. I commend these organizations to you because they are making the difference in children's lives. Oh yeah, be aware. And I believe my time is up. This is being transmitted live. We will provide you with an edited version with the next 24 hours, okay, which will simply contain the interview and the intro video. But nevertheless, please, if you haven't subscribed and you're on YouTube, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and don't leave without leaving a comment. And that allows YouTube and others to spread the word, these positive messages that are making a difference in people's lives. So I say unto you, until the next strong, I remain and I am the Motivator. The Motivator Show. The internet's most inspirational podcast. Every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. Fairy tales, anthologies, and superhero stories. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on UK literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics are not properly represented in children's books. Last year, 9,115 children's books were published in the United Kingdom, but only 391 of these, 4%, featured a Black, Asian, minority ethnic character. Only 1% of these books included a Black, Asian, minority ethnic as the main character. In reality, 32% of school children in England come from a Black, Asian, minority ethnic background. So this means most of the books read aren't properly representing the children in the United Kingdom. These figures all come from a new study by a charity called the Centre for Literacy in Primary Education. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics are not properly represented in children's books. The Book Trust is United Kingdom's largest children's reading charity, with a history that stretches back over 100 years. The Book Trust provides support to the Waterstones Children's Laureate, which is in its 25th year. The Waterstones Children's Laureate is the foremost representative of children's literature awarded biennially to a renowned writer or illustrator in recognition of exceptional talent. This prestigious role celebrates creativity and storytelling, promotes vital importance of reading and children's literature, and champions the right of every child to enjoy a lifetime enriched with books and stories. Each laureate brings their own passion and creativity to their tenure. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics are not properly represented in children's book. Since the Children's Laureate Champion started in 1999, only 2 winners are from a Black, Asian, minority ethnic background. The Inclusive Book for Children Excluded Voices report identified only 568 books published in United Kingdom from 2014 to 2023 for children under 10 containing main characters from minority ethnicities or were disabled or neurodivergent. The same report also found that the picture book stories with an ambiguously black or brown main characters were dominated by white authors and illustrators who contributed 83% of such books. The picture was starker for books for babies and toddlers, where 90% of those featuring prominent characters of colour and disabled characters were by white, non-disabled authors and illustrators. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics are not properly represented in children's books. Mallory Blackman was the Children's Laureate from 2013 to 2015. Blackman was the first Black Children's Laureate. She is the author of more than 60 books for children and young adults, including Noughts and Crosses series. She is known for her imaginative writing that addresses social and racial issues. As a Children's Laureate, Blackman wanted to encourage more children to read and called on parents and teachers to read with their children for at least 10 minutes a day. Blackman has received many honours for her work, including the 2022 Pen Painter Prize, the Eleanor Fajan Award, and an OBE for her services to children's literature. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. Black, Asian, minority ethnics not properly represented in children's book. Joseph Coelho, the Children's Laureate for 2022 to 2024. Joseph's first book of poems for 7 to 11-year-old, Werewolf Club Rules, won the Clipper Poetry Award in 2015. Joseph is passionate about getting children and adults reading and writing poetry. In a recent interview with BBC 4's Front Row, he described how poetry was important to all people's lives. Deep down, he said, we know that poetry connects to something greater than ourselves. One of Joseph's projects he plans to continue is Poetry Prompt, a set of writing prompts to encourage both children and adult writing. Joseph has worked with the Poetry Society to develop resources for schools to give children the skills they need to write their own poetry. His Mora poem lessons follow a simple method of poetic techniques from repetition to alliteration and persictation to create poems. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Winsome Duncan, Chief Executive of publishers Peaches Books, was named as Entrepreneur of the Year at Southern Council's annual Business Excellence Award. Change the narrative, aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Look Like Me Book Challenge promotes creative writing from underrepresented and marginalised groups, particularly young people and those from black and minority ethnic communities. The campaign will showcase diverse books written by young authors on billboards, bus stops and phone boxes and shopping centres across Britain. Winsome believes within our community it is our responsibility to cultivate and illuminate young diverse voices in United Kingdom literature and amplify their lived experiences when telling their cultural legacy stories. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Popcorn House is the first #1 best-selling book to launch from our cohort of young budding authors aged 7 to 12 years old. We are currently working with an older cohort of 13 to 18-year-olds who are breaking the boundaries of representation. We are sure you will agree this is a fantastic accomplishment for all of them and would appreciate your continued support for our growth. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Popcorn House, cousins Zion and Nivea, enter into a magical world called Calaria after getting into trouble. During their stay, they gain superpowers and have to find a way back to their grandparents' home on planet Earth. Throughout this engaging, rhyming story, children will learn about the importance of solving problems and how to be inclusive of differences. But what happens when the K-bots come to destroy this superhero adventure? How will this mythical story finish? By the end of the book, children will understand how to work together collaboratively to achieve a common goal. This book has been created by black children authors aged 7 to 11 years old. Look Like Me Book Challenge. Winsome Duncan, this year, was honoured with the prestigious BBC One Extra Future Figures Award for her outstanding contribution to publishing. Change the narrative. Aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Popcorn House. Listen to the inspired voices of the youngsters, their parents and facilitators describing their collaborative roles.
I contributed to the portal in the Popcorn House.
I think that when I was growing up in like primary school, there wasn't much black people that represented me, well, black kids that represented me, and I want to share it with the world.
I like this book because it shows people that it's not all about The world isn't about fighting, it's about friendship.
The book is good because it's an inspiration to young children that want to make a book.
I think this book is amazing. It should be read by everyone, especially black families, and also to help other young black authors unleash their dreams.
Since it's made by kids and 30 authors in lockdown, I think it's really special. And also, since it's made by kids, most kids will read this book and it will influence them to become a better person in their future.
Is really good because not many books have like books from like different ethnic minority backgrounds, and it's really cool that children are able to represent that.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, and I believe that. And so yeah, I want to say a massive congratulations to everyone who put their ideas into this book.
The reason why I really like the book is because it's diverse and it shows who I am as a black person.
Children, BAME children, and children that look like them, represented their culture.
So you've heard from the co-authors, the #1 bestsellers. You've heard from the parents and what they had to say. And you heard from the facilitators. Look, I'm going to get straight to it. If we didn't have the support of our seed donors, we would have never, ever got this far. I feel truly blessed. I thank everybody that has been involved in this project. I hope that you've had a really good time.
Look Like Me Book Challenge. Winsome Duncan this year was honoured with the prestigious BBC One Extra Future Figures Award for her outstanding contribution to publishing. To change the narrative, aspiring young authors' impact on United Kingdom literature. The Look Like Me Book Challenge CIC has been empowering black and brown children aged 7 to 18 for more than 5 years, facilitating dynamic and creative workshops. Our mission is to nurture the voices of young storytellers, working with budding authors to help them bring their incredible stories to life. Many of these authors have gone on to achieve best-selling status. Our activities include storytelling, encouraging the art of craft and sharing narratives. Co-facilitation, collaborative workshop fostering teamwork and creativity. Audiobook production, introducing participants to the world of spoken word storytelling. Creative writing, guiding young writers to express themselves authentically. Character development, drawing and building compelling and relatable characters. Winsome Duncan says, "We are changing the narrative." You can contact Winsome via her website, www.looklikeMeBookChallenge.co.uk, or you can use the QR code on the screen. The Motivator Show. Success is ours for the taking. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. Press the like button and don't forget to leave a comment. Follow us on Facebook. Give us the thumbs up and share with your family and friends. We are also on Instagram and TikTok. Follow us there too. Mixcloud 2.